in and see whether it works. I'll just start. So the information event for our open eScience call. Yeah, so this is our 4th year that we have this call, and the call is quite central to our work that we do at the eScience Center. So actually the subtitle, empowering researchers through the digitally enhanced research, is actually reflects the Netherlands eScience Center mission of leveraging the digital technologies to transform and support scientific research across multiple disciplines. So somewhere there's my mouse there. So this is a program of today's event. I will first briefly introduce the Netherlands eScience Center for the people who are not familiar with us, and I will briefly describe the purpose of the call. I'll talk about process, eligibility, so boundary conditions, points to pay extra attention to, and the format of the proposal, and etc. And then there will be a follow-up Q&A session where you will have an opportunity to ask questions that you may have, or that may occur to you during this presentation. Then there will be a break, and after the break, there will be 2 presentations by research software engineers. And the aim of this part is to give an impression of our work on the projects and how the collaboration of the project team goes in practice. And after that, we will give an opportunity again to ask questions, either to the research software engineers or to me about the call. And it might take 30 minutes or maybe less, and then we will end this information event. So yes, so what is the eScience Center? First, a little bit about it. So Netherlands eScience Center is the national center of competence, digital competence, focusing on development and application of the research software. We're an independent foundation established in 2012, and we're jointly funded by the NVO and SURF. NVO is a Dutch research council, and SURF is a national organization for IT in education and research. The core activities are carried out by the so-called research software engineers, the high-skilled specialists that are doing work together with the project partners. And if you're interested in a very precise definition, according to the Netherlands eScience Center, what the research software engineer stands for, there is 2 references I put in the slides that will point you to the job description and the role description for the research software engineer. So in our current strategy, the eScience Center has 2 ambitions. First one is collaboratively designing software for research. That means that we are developing and applying innovative, sustainable digital solutions, which is research software, usually, together with researchers to push the boundaries of the multidisciplinary research or disciplinary research. Our research software engineers collaborate with researchers on the project through in-kind contribution, helping address pressing research problems while improving the code, digital tools, methodologies, whatnot. The second ambition is building digital expertise. So while we're developing all that code and digital methodologies, we want to share our digital competence or expertise to reinforce researchers' technological skills and knowledge that they can take a very good care of the research software that they are developing. And we do it through the training, workshops, and community building. So in fact, both of these ambitions come back in our projects. So then I go to the next slide. So what is the objective of the Open eScience call? This is our big science, so-called science-driven call. And we are looking for the projects with the specific research challenges in a different research areas. And in particular, we're looking for the projects that need to address these research challenges by tackling methodological issues at hand that the research communities, corresponding research communities may have. So our focus is on the projects that have a strong software component, and we pay a special attention at the sustainability and long-term impact in the component of the proposal. This is because a lot of effort also goes to the development and improvement of the research software during the project lifetime. So we want to give a best possible chance of this research software to be developed after the project ends, and that it can still support research goals and the future progress of the research communities. I'll come back to this when I describe the proposal format. So what can be applied for? So the project has grants fully in kind hours, so it means hours of the research software engineer work, and there is also material budget within this 381,000. So this is approximately 2.5–3 person year of the research software engineer, plus the material budget that can be used to fund community building efforts, workshops, conferences, and so on and so forth. More details are in fact in the call text. So and then also a little bit more details on how this works with the eScience Center. We have a whole page on our website saying what kind of activities we're also undertaking during the execution of the research project. It has to be a collaborative research project, so the collaboration is also a central part of this project. Of these projects, I mean. So what kind of expertises are offered and can be asked for by the applicants? This is oh, that didn't switch. Click, good, switch. So this is just an overview and an overview of the technological expertises. At the eScience Center, this year we have undergone the reorganization, so some of the expertises may not be there, and it will take time to build all of this picture again. However, I still would like to show this picture, and especially, so we have like 4 areas of expertise in artificial intelligence, analytics, data processing, computing. Yeah. Oh yeah, sorry. The camera is here and not there, up there. And underlying is the software quality, so which we actually pay attention at in all of our projects. Yeah. Anything else? Yeah, and there are a few subcategories, of course, of this technological expertise. And we're always, we strive for increasing our awareness and expertise level in all of this. But yeah. Our work spans over 300, I looked up, 325 research projects, 345 software packages that we kind of published, and over 1,850 releases and counting up. So this portfolio is very difficult to keep in some text file or some Excel file or something. So actually to showcase or put it somewhere in the central part and show what we do, how we work. At some point, we launched the registry of our portfolio, is Research Software Directory, it's called. So that you can find our work, and it's not only, so it's the platform that hosts the metadata for our projects, our software, etc. And also helps us to keep track of the output publications related to the software and projects. So if you have an existing community around some software, it's not self-excluding, so you're very welcome to put it on a Research Software Direct, because it's not exclusively for the eScience Center. We are actually trying to reach out to many research organizations nationally and internationally, such that we could together be aware of all the research software developments that are within the research community done. So please consider putting your research software on the Research Software Directory. This is just a meta information, and you can still continue hosting it on the GitLab, GitHub, or wherever you are hosting the code base. Okay. So, and the projects that we are granting and the software that we are developing all goes into the Research Software Directory. So who can apply? More formal part related to the callback. So the proposals can be submitted by researchers employed by the Dutch Research Performing Organization. An overview of the eligible organizations is included in the call text. So these are the organizations that are eligible in the view of the NVO, because we get the funding from the NWO. And each proposal has to be formally submitted by a single researcher who we refer to as a lead applicant. So the lead applicant has to have a PhD by the time when you start the project. If you are a lead applicant, you should have a PhD then. You hold a contract for at least the duration of the requested project. You're related to the community that has this research program. So that's why it's demonstrable knowledge and experience applying digital methodologies to research, but it also should be of the relevant community. And also to make the collaboration more, at least a bit more effective, we also say that the lead applicants should ensure the minimal personal commitment to the project for half of the day per week on average for duration of the project. So the substantial efforts in our projects is going into making the software sustainable. And this is actually because we value open science and we give preference to, so it's possible within our projects to develop the research software from scratch if there is no other alternative out there. But because it takes so much effort to actually build a community around research software and take care of it, it takes a whole village to grow a child. It's the same for the research software. We prefer to extend, improve, strengthen the existing research software that is supported by the existing research community. It's just a pragmatic or like practical experience that you cannot, within the 2.5 years of time, allocated time, you cannot build from the scratch a really mature research software that would cater the needs of the research community, and that the research community starts developing it out of the sudden. So, but if there is no other viable alternative exists, we will develop the research software from scratch. Open access. So all the research data, academic publications that result from the proposals that are granted will be freely publicly accessible. We put this as a condition at the earliest possible stage. Yeah, as I said, the open science is central to the eScience Center, so it enables verification, reproducibility, transparency in all phases of research process. So our default license is Apache 2. This means the code reuse is allowed for any purposes by anyone, but we don't. We give no warranty. It's open, but it also allows research communities or researchers to, if they think of some business model after the release of the software, this would be possible still. So this is also a kind of open but permissive license, actually. Let me see. So deviation from this license is possible, especially if we are working on the existing code base. The existing code base comes with its existing license, of course, and it could be not. There are always cases when it's not compatible with Apache 2. But if you have a deviation, please contact us before you submit the proposal. Okay. We also have a generative AI policy at the eScience Center. And for the project proposals, for the applicants, you can use the generative AI to write proposals, but under conditions. You have to indicate what part you have written. So how did you use generative AI, basically? And also the lead applicants stay fully responsible for the content of the proposals. Yes, yeah. Yeah, full policy is on the slide and is shared in the chat as well. So that means the responsibility includes cases of plagiarism, biases, factual correctness, valid references, and so on. And for the case of reviewers, other way around, from our side, we will not use AI for analyzing your proposals, for scoring your proposals, for writing with the generative AI reviews, and so on. So from our side, it will not be allowed to use the generative AI. Just a note. I lost my mouse. Where's my mouse? Somehow. Funny. There are two mice, but okay. So I highly encourage you to go to the call webpage, and actually under the section downloads and links, you can see all the supplementary documents, which also includes our IP rules and special conditions, which lays out the boundary conditions and the procedural standards of executing the project. Please familiarize yourself as an applicant before you submit the proposal, that you are not surprised by things that are there. Okay, so next, how to apply. This is the second year that we are using our own proposal submission tool. It's Conf tool. Some of the conferences are also using it for the paper submissions. We're using it for the call submissions. The charge. Does anyone have a? Yeah, it's critical. So I might go completely dark. Sorry, the energy. Okay, so this is the link for the submission. Please follow the project proposal format. So all the documents are also via the webpage available. Note that there is no submit button. So once the deadline passes, the latest version of your application is automatically considered as a submitted application. So don't get surprised that there is no submit button. Yes, okay. Proposal. The proposal format. So first of all, you have to, when you submit your proposal, you have to indicate the research area. Okay, the cable is in, so hopefully I'm fine. Okay, so research area. Only one research area can be indicated, and this is so we have 4 research areas, which is natural science and engineering, life sciences, environment and sustainability, and social sciences and humanities. We give freedom for the lead applicants and their research team to actually choose the area which fits the best with the proposal. You have to keep in mind as an applicant that you will be then judged or assessed by the experts of those fields, of the corresponding field. So please choose the area carefully. Sometimes there are some multidisciplinary proposals. Make your own judgment call. And if you are in doubt, please send us a message. We will try to advise you, help you out, navigate you. But we will not make a choice for you. That's the thing. Link with the eScience expertise. At least one area must be indicated. That technological expertise picture that I shown you basically is this the guiding eScience expertise areas. And you might actually need more than just one expertise of the research software engineer. So please then at least indicate one area, but you can actually select more areas of expertise that you need. And then thereafter, there is also in the proposal form, there is a research team table. So research team, so indicate as many people as are going to be involved in the project. Indicate also the RCs, which expertises you need from the RCs as well, according to your judgment. And then we also would like at least, like I said, 0.1 FTE commitment from the lead applicant or the key person that is going to work together with the RCs on the projects. This is to ensure effective collaboration with the project team. And otherwise, it feels like RC is just doing work on their own, so which is not what is supposed to be in a collaborative project. And also, it's good to have at least one person from another institution, because thereby you're showing that you're actually part of the research community and not just a person who is just sitting in their own office and doing their own research and nobody out there cares about it. So that's the best way of showing it also, or one way of showing it, let's say. Yeah, so research team expertise's contributions should make sense within the proposed project. Everything actually should be quite, should be matching each other within the proposal. Okay, research idea. So this is a section which is called a project proposal. So the research idea comes as a first part, and this is about you stating a research problem, research question, and current scientific approach. So please use realistic use case, and also connected this research sort of challenge to the broader research community needs. Then there is a section, eScience and Technological Challenge. This is about current technology, methodology of choice and limitation. How will working of the eScience Center help address research question? How does this help broader research community? So you could also put that there are some, for example, solutions within your research community, technological solutions that are not working for you to answer your research questions. You can specify those things in this section. Then there is a section which is software sustainability and impact. That's what I was talking a little bit earlier. And here we expect you to describe how software developed in the project will be made sustainable and what the expected impact will be. This part is to ensure that you understand what's coming after the project ends, and how, and also for us to understand how the research community that you are part of going to take care of this research software, and what would you expect the impact will be. Of course, things are not, research is quite agile, and it's what we anticipate not always happens, but we would like you to just put your expectations in the proposal. Okay. So after the project proposal section, there is one more section which is called project plan. And this is about the requested in-kind eScience capacity and the project plan and deliverables. So this also, all of this project proposal, so three subsections in the project proposal plus the project plan forms together or is structured according to the assessment criteria, so that the reviewers will judge all of it in their reviews, basically. So research idea is scored 25%. eScience technological challenge is scored 25%. Software sustainability and impact is scored 25%. And feasibility is actually the project plan, which is also scored 25%. I put a link on the bottom to the blog post of one of our colleagues who wrote recently this entry. So what I talked to you about right up to now is about the formal requirements to get your proposal granted. But if it's granted, this blog post describes how to set up your project for success. And my colleague also copied the link to the chat, to this blog post. So as part of the software management plan and also within the project proposal form, you will see the part where you have to describe the existing software and data. So if your project is making use of some existing code base or existing data, you are supposed to describe it in your project proposal, and the eScience Center expects a basic level of accessibility and quality for the software and data which is used in the project that it awards. Quite often people are just posting some links, and then we, as a reviewers, if people go to those links, they are not able to access that data or software. If that's the case, please contact us and discuss the situations before you submit the proposals, because once the review process starts, and if I get the panicked messages from the reviewers that we're not able to, get a hold of the data and software to judge the feasibility of this project, I might just give them flexibility to make a judgment call, random judgment call, whether they really have a gut feeling that this is a good proposal or not. Please don't rely on that, and contact us if you anticipate that your software and data is not open. I mean, there are some cases, especially in the life sciences, I can imagine GDPR, protected data, and so on, where you cannot make it available publicly and online. We understand this, but please discuss it with us before you submit the proposal. So this section of the existing software and data needs to align with the research idea and the eScience technological challenges. Then there is part of digital infrastructure. So it might be that your project needs additional compute services, storage services, hardware, and so on. Thinking about all the facilities that the national infrastructure providers, such as SERV, DANS, etc., and some also international commercial infrastructure providers give. This is for us to have a feeling about feasibility again of the proposal of the project. This does not guarantee you access to those facilities, but it should make sense. What you're writing in that section also should make sense with respect to what you would like to do in your proposals. And This would also help if it's about national infrastructure provider. If you write such a self-consistent, contained proposal, this would also help you actually request such facilities if the proposal is granted. The research software engineers can work together with you, trying to get access to those facilities. Then the closing of the project proposal form has a very lengthy statement. Every year it gets longer and longer, but it's just legal requirements. GDPR, code openness, animal experiments, IP rules, the generative AI use that you read and actually informed your representative from your institution about your submission, because of course you're part of your organization and they should be aware of your activities. So we just assume that you did. But yeah, so that's all in the closing statement. And there's this. Okay. And as I said, maybe it's redundant a bit, but still it's a additional document that we expect you to submit together with the proposal. It's called Software Management Plan. There is a provided format that you can find via the call page. If you have some issues, yeah, with this document, please let us know. The submission of this document next to the project proposal is mandatory. Do not feel that you have to put in multiple places the same thing. So if you are, for example, have a part about the software specifics, and it can go also to the software management plan, and you can refer from your proposal to the software management plan, and so on. So don't put you don't need to put redundant parts into your proposal. Support letter is optional. Sometimes people provide support letter from their communities, for example, from their research communities. There are some multiple parts of the research software, which as one then becomes kind of a composition of that research software, and then that's supported by multiple research groups. You can provide support letters from those multiple groups that they will be working together with you on the project proposal, for example. Then it will be easier for us to see that actually the project is feasible, because you're coordinating between different research groups is quite difficult task. Or if you feel like you need to provide support letter, feel free to do so. It's not mandatory. So the software management plan is just a sketch of how it looks like. Again, if you have any questions, let us know. Steps and procedure. I'm almost there. So today is this information event. So that's the first, that's one step. Well, publication technically was the previous step of the call. Then on the next step will be a full proposal deadline. So you're expected, if you're interested in submitting application, you're expected to submit your application via the conf tool using provided formats, including SMP and optional support letters. Then we will have an eligibility check to just go through the list of who can apply, and if the lead applicant meets the conditions and the project team is using format correctly of the provided templates. You might get, in the worst case, a message from us saying that you have a couple of days to repair your application and resubmit it again. please keep an eye after the deadline for a couple of days on your mailbox in case you will get such a message from us. Then there will be assessment by the eScience Center experts. So this will be internal review part. And they will mainly focus, but also will look at other parts, but mainly focus on eScience challenges and feasibility related to that. We expect at least then 32 proposals. If we receive too many proposals, we are trying to also pre-select before we send it to the external reviewers. But at least 32 proposals then will go to the external review panel, reviewers, I should say. And so these selected proposals are sent to the assessment by the external experts, who will also read and score your proposals and write the reviews. And then we will collect all of this and make a ranking of the proposals. And then internal committee will look at this ranking and advise based on the overall scores and our also policies. Like if we get the proposals that have way too many GPU expertise needed than we have within the eScience Center, this might be a pickle, basically, to accept your, to grant your proposal. So they will adjust the scores or the ranking depending on those things, on these factors. And then we will make a selection of the 8 proposals, at least 8, 8 proposals, 2 per each research area. And then the eScience board will decide formally on awarding. And you will receive, as soon as the decision is out, you will receive notification about your proposals. And we will also this year provide reviews to make the whole procedure even more transparent. We will provide reviews from the external and internal reviewers, such that it can help you, even if your project proposal doesn't make through, then you can understand why. And this is the timetable. So 4th September is today, the information event, 13th of October. That's the deadline for the proposal. Between October and November, so a couple of days will go into the eligibility check, and then we will actually notify you if you need to repair or not, or you are good to go. In November, we will have internal reviews stage. Then December, January, external review. In January, at the end of the January, the recommendations will be formed for the board on what proposals to grant, and then the board decision will be in February. And after the board decision is there, then we will also formally inform applicants about the final decision. So if you have any questions, please feel free to email, after this information event. And if you forgot to ask it during the Q&A session, please send us an email to the open calls. And with that, I will we will stop recording, and then we'll go to the next